You're watching Channel 7, named Station of the Year by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters, awarded for excellence in broadcasting and serving our community at the highest level. 7 News Detroit at 5 starts right now.
A community in mourning, new developments in that deadly boat club crash that killed a young brother and sister.
I have 2 kids of my own, and I couldn't imagine. I mean, it's really devastating.
How the siblings are being remembered, what we're learning about the conditions of those injured, and when that suspected drunk driver could be charged.
Plus, NFL Draft Week in Detroit, the Motor City in the national spotlight. My exclusive interview with Mayor Mike Duggan. What he told me today still needs to be done before the big event on Thursday. And we are taking you inside the NFL's official fan festival at Hart Plaza.
It's excitement, really. Sometimes I can't even believe this is Detroit.
But we begin tonight with several people fighting for their lives after a deadly crash in Monroe County. Appreciate you being with us today at 5. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Brian Abel. 2 children killed on Saturday when a car crashed into a boat club in Berlin Charter Township.
Investigators now identifying 8-year-old Alana Phillips and her little brother, 5-year-old Zane Phillips, as the siblings killed in this tragedy. Their older brother and mother among the 10 others hurt.
The community left reeling tonight. 7 News Detroit reporter Tiara Braddock spoke to a mom whose daughter went to school with Alana.
Alana and Zane Phillips went to Flat Rock Community Schools.
Still to come on 7 News Detroit at 5, planting roots in Detroit.
How the NFL is reaching beyond downtown to make sure the draft has a positive impact in the future.
Plus, growing pains with the draft. Why some people living downtown say they are struggling through the final construction phase.
Let's take a look at what happened on Wall Street today. The Dow gaining 253 points on the day. The NASDAQ up 169 and the S&P 500 rising 43.
Detroit on the clock, days until the NFL draft.
A Cass Tech alum preparing to hear his name called.
I've been waiting on this moment my whole life since I was a kid.
Kalen King talking to our Carolyn Clifford about the big opportunity ahead of him and how his former high school is rallying around him.
Plus, the final preparations leading to sleepless nights for some living downtown.
For how many nights have you not slept? Many, many.
How city leaders are responding to neighbors who are upset with the late-night construction.
Plus, planting roots.
We need more trees in the city. There's lots of blank spaces throughout.
The effort by the NFL and volunteers making sure all the neighborhoods benefit from the draft for decades to come.
You're watching 7 News Detroit, where your voice matters.
Detroit is on the clock. After months of planning, we are now just days away from the NFL draft, putting the Motor City in the national spotlight. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Brian Abel.
And I'm Glenda Lewis. The city has been transformed to host its first NFL draft. Banners are hanging near Campus Martius celebrating the Detroit Lions and the players who joined the team with last year's draft.
But this year, a Detroit native is hoping to hear his name called, and the NFL hopeful has a strong team behind him.
Our Carolyn Clifford back with us now from downtown with that story. Carolyn.
Pretty cool.
All right, that does it for us.
7 News Detroit at 6 is up next. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Glenda. Now at 6, birthday party tragedy. New information in a crash at a boat club that killed 2 young siblings and injured others. Tonight, what we're learning about the suspect being at a bar hours earlier. Carolyn?
Hey there, Mike. Draft week in Detroit. I am live in the heart of the Motor City with my exclusive interview with Mayor Mike Duggan and the new road closures going into effect.
Belle Isle beautiful. We're getting an up-close look at the new robot working to clear the beach of litter. These stories and much more ahead on 7 News Detroit at 6.
Coming up tomorrow on 7 News Detroit this morning.
Spending too much money on streaming? We always think of TV, but what about music? Ways you can save as platforms continue to raise prices.
We'll see you back here tomorrow, 4:30 to 7, right here on 7.